have a contest. This event happened twice in a year, and I'm glad to see everybody here. I'm glad to see the list of participants that are gathered to challenge ourselves and to prove that we are great at public speaking. So I would like to introduce here our chairperson, Artem Pavly, and a huge round of applause. So, Artem, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, right. The traditions. Hold on. All right, it's going to take a while, so I'm going to speak like this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the Dnipro Hills Toastmaster Club. Today we have two contests. We have humorous speech contest and table topics contest. Before we start a humorous speech contest, as a chairman, I must point out the contest rules. A speech should be original. 25% or less of the speech may be devoted to quoting, paraphrasing, or referencing other person's content. Any quoted, paraphrased, or referenced content must be identified as such during the speech presentation. The subject of the humorous speech must be selected by the contestant. The speaker must avoid potentially objectionable language, anecdotes, and material. The speech must be thematic in nature, opening, body, and conclusion, not a monologue or a series of one-liners. A humorous speech must be from 5 to 7 minutes. A contestant will be disqualified if speech is less than 4 minutes and 30 seconds, or more than 7 minutes and 30 seconds. I will invite the participants to the stage and announce the speakers and their speech 2 times. For example, Artem Pavly, how to announce contest rules. How to announce contest rules, Artem Pavly. Let me announce and remind our fine guests the order in which the participants will present today their speeches according to the draw. So the first will be Olha Shapovaliuk. The second will be Nataly Parubocha. The third will be Liudmyla Kushch online. The fourth will be Oleksandr Myronchuk online as well. The fifth will be Yura Boychuk. The sixth will be Dec Cluckey, and the seventh will be Volodymyr Ukrainets. Is that clear? Yeah. Good. So, right now I would like to invite to the stage the chief judge of the contest, Anna Martinova. Please welcome. Anna, can you confirm that all the judges have been properly instructed?
Yes.
Good. Now we have 2 timers, Roman Dolmatov and Olha Boychuk. Hello, pleasure to meet you. And for our online participants, we have a special online timer, Eric Hallowell. Please say hello, Eric. Eric is hidden online. He's hidden in the booth over there. So hello, Eric.
Hello, I'm in the corner here, and just so everybody knows, when I do red, I'm going to say red. That means you should finish up very fast. So that's been requested for 1 participant, and I'll do it for all.
Very well, thank you, Eric. Now, timers must provide warning signals to the contestants, which may be clearly visible or audible in case of Eric, to the speakers, but not obvious to the audience. Again, and not in case of Eric. A green signal will be displayed in 5 minutes and remain displayed for 1 minute. A yellow signal will be displayed at 6 minutes and remain displayed for 1 minute. A red signal will be displayed at 7 minutes and will be displayed until the conclusion of the speech. Timers must indicate the disqualifications in their record sheet. I remind our fine timers that they should not, under no circumstances, announce their results verbally. Okay? We have also 2 counters, Natalia Gurova and Elena Terentьева. Hello. They will be helping Chief Judge with their duties. Now, Anna, can you confirm the timers and counters have been properly instructed?
Yes, I confirm.
Thank you, Anna. You may return to your seat. Anna Martinova, please. Also, please note that at the end of the contest, we will have People's Choice Award. So you will be able to vote for the speech you enjoyed most. So pay attention and have fun. Now, With that said, we can now move to the speeches of our contestants. And now I would like to invite to the stage Olha Shapovaliuk. Olha Shapovaliuk, I am getting old. I am getting old, Olha Shapovaliuk.
I'm getting old. If you don't mind, I will sit for a bit. My back hurts. And I noticed that when I had my last recent trip to Dublin. A bit of a context here. My friend and I, we haven't seen each other for 2 years. She lives in Canada, I live in Ukraine, and we decided to go together somewhere. And the most optimal destination for us was Dublin. Beautiful city, beautiful. But the trip there tired me enormously. I had a long road from Kyiv to Warsaw by bus, and from Warsaw to Brussels, and from Brussels to Dublin by plane. More than 24 hours road. And I thought that it would be like in old good times, when I could travel anywhere, for example, to 3 countries in 5 days with little to no sleep and charging myself with coffee and staying energetic. But it seems all those good times are gone. I had a terrible trip. It started with murder. Luckily, it was not a human being, it was a wasp. And honorable judges, members of the jury, I swear it was self-defense. As I'm an old person, I completely forgot if I have ever been bitten by a wasp and if I had any allergies. So I had to get rid of it before it got rid of me and ended my trip at its very beginning. And after eliminating this one, I saw another wasp. Probably it was the first one I killed, and it was resurrected, which would be a miracle, or it was another one, probably promised the first to die the same day. And after that, I had another challenge. I had to find a comfortable seat for my 17-hour trip. And as I was lucky girl, sorry, old lady, I had a seat empty next to me, so I could make myself a king-sized bed, or at least economy class version of this one. And the trip was restless still. I couldn't find a comfortable position to not feel like a pretzel. Back hurt, legs hurt, neck hurt. I do not know how the seat remained intact after such a party in it. But the luckiest person in the bus was the guy who took the last row and was laying there and was snoring. I thought at that point to become a serial killer. But I managed to exercise to stretch those old bones of mine. Guys, have you ever heard of hurdling? No? It's an Olympic sport, and runners had to leap over barriers. They run and they jump. So imagine you want to have a cup of coffee. We had this privilege, we had the coffee machine. You get out of your seat and you see the hurdle track made of people's legs. Some people decided to sprawl out and put their legs up on the seats of the opposite aisle. So yeah. What had I do? I had to do like this. Guys, I could win the Olympic Games, the gold medal, but my prize was even better. It was coffee. Yeah. And my trip lasted 3 hours more than expected. I thought that the border control guys opened every suitcase of every passenger trying to find somewhere in it. And probably they did that to get on my nerves and to make this old lady suffer. And they actually succeed because I missed the bus. I had to take a taxi for the cost of an arm and a leg, and that actually had a few more gray hairs to those I already got the borders. And luckily, I got to the airport on time, and I was praying to all gods not to have it delayed, because in an hour I had another plane. And as I already made a few wasp sacrifices, and almost a human one, I managed to get to my plane on time. And everything went smoothly, everything was perfect. And once I got off the plane, I took my bus to the Airbnb. I sat there and I understood, man, I do not want anything at all. I'm in Ireland, but no amount of beer could motivate me to go out. Nothing. I was exhausted. I was terrified that that is all. Ma'am, if you decide skipping beer at a pub, lady, you are lost. Goodbye, youth. Farewell, reckless times. And hello, Madam Grumbly, a fuddy-duddy, a hater of air conditioners and open windows at buses. By the way, guys, can you turn off the conditioner? I do not want to catch cold. The prices for medicines right now are too high, too high. In my old good times, sorry. And I was so disappointed with myself, as if I was raising a daughter and wanted her to be an astronaut, but instead she ran away with a wandering artist. So disappointing. But eventually I got to my destination. I unpacked, I took the shower, and I realized that I got the second win. And I realized and I understood I still could rock that event. I still could rock that evening, still could hang out, still could be awake all night. Except for the last one, actually. We got back home at 12 because these old ladies had to have some rest before having all these 3 crazy days ahead. It's not about that right now, but they were amazing. And guys, I know that I'm only 27. I know that I may have those 27 2 more times in my 50s and in my 70s, and probably even one more time. I'm still good at math despite the age. But guys, it's okay sometimes to have lack of energy. That's okay to be not motivated to go out. Just try to be gentle with yourself. Try to take care of your mental health and your physical health, and enjoy every moment while being at home or abroad, or while in your 20s or 70s. Thank you. No.
Thank you. That was very nice. Now we would like to invite the second speaker, Nataly Parubocha. Oh, apologies. Yes, yes. A minute of silence to our judges that would need to do their judging. Our minute is up, so I would like to invite to the stage Nataly Parubocha. Nataly Parubocha, me and myself. Me and myself, Nataly Parubocha. For life.
the kind of person who feels lonely in the crowd. Despite being an extrovert, actually, that was the main issue here. Let me explain. According to statistics, 1 out of 5 people suffer from loneliness. So, if an extrovert like me turns around and cannot see the other 4 people, they're out having fun without me. Because of that, I was trying to be the center of attention and got involved in all sorts of activities. A community of believers in conspiracy. Okay, I'm in. And I discovered that our world is caught between line number 1 and line number 2. And only the hidden world government know the truth. Healthy lifestyle admirers, of course I joined. Even though that meatless hamburgers, cheeseless pizza, and 5 a.m. yoga weren't my piece of cake. Go smoking with colleagues. Well, I don't smoke, but to be with people, I would breathe in the fumes from their cigarettes. Did that make me happy? Nope. I still suffered from that feeling of loneliness inside. However, over time, I shifted from this, oh my God, I'm so lonely, why do people avoid me, to this. Oh, thank God, most of them have left me alone. How did it happen? That is my story. First signs of that shift, of the change, appeared when I discovered that I prefer smoking alone at lunchtime to doing that with colleagues. What a pleasure. Only me and myself. That pleasure lasted 3 days until I quit smoking. But how does it happen? When I borrowed another cigarette from my colleague, ready for the sweet moments of solitude, my phone rang. And a guy on the other side said energetically, "Is this Nataly? Hello, I heard that you are super active and open for any adventure to help people." "All right," I said suspiciously. "What are you up to?" "What about selling our electronic cigarettes with us?" "But I prefer healthy lifestyle," I lied. "As do most of people I know," I lied again. "Don't worry, our super healthy cigarettes, they're so healthy that even pigs at my farm can smoke them." Poor animals. And I gave up just to support those poor animals. But how I missed myself after that. Next time I dared to meet myself was when I invited myself to the restaurant. Pa-ra-pa-pa-pa, to McDonald's at lunchtime. But how could I embrace the depth of my personality in the bustle of fast food? So I ordered a table on the 14th of February at the restaurant called Egoist. Finally, only me and myself. Oh, how nice, kind, polite, good-looking, deep-thinking was the person I was on a date with. So many great thoughts. I even disagreed with some. No hurry, no interrupting, an exquisite taste, no greed. We ordered 2 glasses of wine, one red and one rosé for me, and for myself. Of course, they were delicious dishes. At the end of that lovely date, I discovered that I had to pay for both from one wallet. But that wasn't the main issue here. I saw a dozen missed calls on my phone, my boyfriend. As soon as I arrived home, he met me mad and demanded, "Who is here?" Well, actually, it's her. I have paved a long path from chasing that elusive feeling of contentment to accepting who I truly am. Over that long distance, over the long way, only genuine people and communities have left. Some active friends, not that morning yoga type. Some colleagues who don't smoke. Toastmasters, of course. And no, those conspiracy believers stuck between truth number one and truth number two. Oh, lie number one and lie number two. Okay. And back to that inner feeling of loneliness, I discovered that recognition is nothing. Perception is everything. And if 1 out of 5 people accept themselves, the other 4 would come back to have fun with them. Oh, please no.
Thank you very much. The microphone, please. Thank you. Now we have another minute of silence. Okay, thank you so much. We are done with this minute. And now I would like to invite to our online stage the third speaker, Liudmyla Kushch. Liudmyla Kushch, so what's the crack? So what's the crack? Liudmyla Kushch. Please stand by until I turn you on as a viewer.
Hello.
Please wait.
Uh-huh.
Are we alive? No.
Do you hear me well?
It's spotlight. Replace spotlight. Continue. There.
Oh,
Now.
I can start, yeah?
Yes, please.
Oh, nice.
You may begin.
Hello, dear ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm gonna show with you some Irish crack. I hope it will kick you dead, or at least you're gonna have a grand time. So, what's the crack? It's pronounced like crack, but it is not what you might be thinking of. In Irish, crack means entertainment or a good time. It's a chat and a fellowship at a winter sea swimming spot. It's a laughter and spontaneity and warmth. But most important, Craic is about sharing moments with other people. You cannot have Craic on your own. No way. And Irish people, they do not conjure Craic. They do not magnetize or manufacture Craic. They are Craic. It's in their DNA. So, let me ask you some questions to reveal your Irish origin. Have you ever were looking, oh, have you ever was holding a box of tablets in your hand, looking at the backside, alone with asking, can I drink on this? Or maybe you have a vivid childhood memory of having a picnic on a bonnet of your car at the side of the main road. Oh, what if you regard a sandwich? Imagine 2 pieces of bread, lots of butter, and a half packet of potato chips in between. But I'm here to tell my personal funny story. So, as you know, I've been living in Ireland for a year, and I feel really Irish. One sunny afternoon on Sunday, we were sitting with my landlady in the garden, enjoying ourselves, 2 witches, a Ukrainian one and an Irish one. And we were having a lovely talk. My Irish landlady has got a name that consists only of 2 letters. So, because when she was a small girl, her parents used to call her long name to make her be a bloody good girl. So, why, for the God's sake, she would call me Liudmyla? No way. She calls me Lud. So, we were enjoying ourselves in the garden when suddenly she asked, Lud, why don't we start a bloody successful Irish business? What's that? Imagine 2 wild witches, hot air balloon ride. You think so? Tell me more. Yeah. Hot air balloon, a lot of champagne, and a skinny guy to play fiddle for the couples to enjoy. But why the guy is skinny? 'Cause champagne weighs a lot, madam. Or another story about my date. About a year ago, I was invited for a date by an Irish Portuguese guy. He showed up 2 hours late, and we had nothing to do but go to the pub. So we've been to 3 pubs, having great time, and I remember myself at 3 a.m. at night climbing over a fence in one of the Dublin park. You know, that fence with sharp iron edges, and we both were wearing skinny jeans. Oh my goodness. The funniest thing was to climb out of the park. he spotted two people, unemployed ones, and asked them to bring something. They helped me out, and three of us helped him. After the time, I never saw that guy again. I was satisfied with the date. So, how would you recognize Irish people? They like saying phrases like this: sweet Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Or, wait a moment. Bloody idiots, you're. Come for a drink, let's, and have some Craic. But Irish people are the warmest I've ever met. And they give you a lot of blessings. So I'd like to finish my speech with an Irish blessing, which I really like. May the sun shines all day long. Everything goes right and nothing goes wrong. May those you love bring love back to you, and may all your wishes you wish come true. Thanks a lot for your attention. Take care, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. There you go. Thank you so much. Liudmyla, for your next performance in table topics, please adjust the sensitivity of your microphone. You need to raise it. Now, we have minutes of silence for our judges, and we will continue with our contest. All right, we are good. And now we have our fourth speaker. That's Oleksandr Myronchuk. Oleksandr, are you here with us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, and I would like to see your video feed, if possible.
Yes, I already turned on the video and raised my hand.
I can't seem to find you. Oh, yes, got it. I got you. I got you. Now I give you the spotlight. Replace spotlight. Continue. All right. All right. We have you. Now, could you do a sound check for us, please?
Yes, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Very good. Thank you so much. So, Oleksandr Myronchuk, The Mysteries of Magic. The Mysteries of Magic, Oleksandr Myronchuk.
What did you feel when you hear the word magic? People can be divided into two camps. Those who enjoy the bit of mystery, bright feelings, intrigue, and the unknown, and those who, when asked about zodiac sign, look at you as if they're thinking, are you stupid? There are different levels of magic. I remember the first time I went to the circus as a kid, the illusionists create such a wow effect that I thought everything that they did was a real magic. And then there was a clown Bob. I thought he was the most unlucky clown ever. Do you know why? Because he always had to survive the most extreme situations. First, they put him in cage with lions. Then they tried to run him over with a truck. He still survived. But the last test, oh boy, as a kid, I already had said to him goodbye forever. They locked him in iron safe and sawed it in half. I thought, oh no, Bob, you were the best clown. It's such a pity you're about to meet your end like this. Just a moment later, surprise, he survived again. And then I thought, I said my tearful goodbyes, and you had to go and survive? Way to ruin my dramatic moment, Bob. So then I discovered street magic. And let me tell you, it's something else. These illusionists perform magic in front of your eyes. You know the type, the master of sleight hands. They'll show you some amazing card tricks. They'll say, pick a card, any card, and put it back in the deck. Shuffle it however you like. And after that, predictably, they pull your card out of the deck. You're like, wow, that's incredible. But then they hit you with a real trick. They ask you for 200 hryvnias. You hand it over, and with a magical flourish, they perform some sleight with hand. Bam! And your 200 hryvnias has magically transformed into a single hryvnia. At first, you're impressed, thinking, wow, what a trick. But then it hits you. Wait a minute. I just lost 199 hryvnias. It's not a magic, it's a heist. And now, let's move on to some really modern magic. This type of magic so powerful. Some people think it can predict the future. I mean, people putting their careers, finances, even their personal lives into this. This kind of magic that answers the big questions, like, will Maria 32 and Andy 41 finally get married? And all of this from a tiny screen right in front of your face. Yes, my friends, I am talking about TikTok tarot fortune tellers. You know, I thought about trying it out myself, but then I realized I don't have the right question. Relationship advice? Nah, I'm good. Finances? Who cares? Just money. What else could I possibly ask? And then it hit me. I really care about my project. I am building a website to sell products. And let me tell you, there is nothing more frustrating than a client calling tech support like, your website is broken. My sales are down. I am losing money. Help me. So, picture this. What if instead of having a regular call center, we replace it with a TikTok tarot fortune teller? The clients call in, screaming about their website being down, and the other end is a fortune teller. She's like, oh, hi, Joe 32. Let's see. Why is your server down? I spread the card. Do you see the figure on the left? That's your customer. He's holding a beer. He just bought in from your store. And do you see the figure from the right? He's holding a second beer that your customer really wants, but he can't buy it. And do you know why? Look, there's a red figure at this, that glaring at your sales. That's your competitor. He's so jealous of your beer sales. He launched a DDoS attack on your website. And the best part, the fortune teller calmly says, "Don't worry, child. Just connect yourself to a firewall, and everything will work again." Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much. Now we have a minute for our judges. Please be silent. The minute is up. Thank you very much. And now I would like to invite to the stage Yura Boychuk. Please welcome him to the stage. Yura Boychuk, Yura Boychuk, Trip to the Wild Nature. Trip to the Wild Nature, Yura Boychuk.
Dear Toastmasters, dear guests, for me an ideal trip to the wild nature is a trip to the riverbank, where you can make a fire, where you can grill sausages, where you can swim in the river and enjoy the sunset. Until recently, my favorite destination has been the Sna River. But since it was contaminated by the barbarians from the east, I had to choose another destination. That's why I opened Google Maps, examined, and decided it's going to be Teterivy River, the river which flows between Kiev and Zhytomyr region. I had the audacity to share the plan with a friend, a girl, and not only she approved the plan, but she wished to join me in that adventure. I asked, "Come on, girl, there are going to be two of us, you and me, the whole day. Come on, Yura, don't look that dangerous." So Saturday morning, we set off, full of inspiration, full of desire to explore new places. In an hour from Kiev, we crossed that river. Then we passed by the blockhouse with 3 policemen. And right after them, turned to the right to find a place to make a barbecue. But when we made a turn, we faced a huge sign: "No passage, military drills, possible shooting." And a huge metal barrier just in front of the car. But with no hesitation, I turned to the girl using all my gentleman manners. "Please get out, lift up the barrier and let me in further." "Come on, why me? Why me?" Since I left my balls, I left my documents at home. And I don't want any unnecessary questions from the police who are examining us. That's how I made this beauty get out of the car, lift up the barrier, push it away, and let me in further. We drove further, but not far away, since this dirt forest road became very sandy. So we got stuck, and my movable property immediately became immovable. I accelerated, but it became even worse. The car went deeper and deeper. So I got out and found out that my right front wheel was down, half deep in the sand. We were in an unknown forest with no contacts, with no idea what to do and with no car shovel to undig my car at all. But I had my gentleman manners. And I told her, push me till I can get my car out of the sand. Because somebody had to handle with the car and to film the whole process while she pushed me back. 3 attempts, and we were released from the sand. It was really a relief. And I made her a compliment. You're not only beautiful, you're a very, very strong girl. Just near the place where we got stuck, there was a really cool place to make a fire. But I decided that we wouldn't stay here since it was quite a sandy road. And I looked at the opposite bank of the river was without the sandy roads where you can get stuck. So I decided, let's get out of here. Let's go to the opposite bank. She confronted, why? This place is picturesque. It's very nice. I just argued. You see, girl, we're supposed to come back to Kiev late in the evening. And if you get stuck, you're supposed to spend the whole night in my car sleeping with me. Are you ready? No. Oh, it was such a relief because sleeping with this beauty could be an eternity for me the whole night. Okay. So we moved to the opposite bank. We unpacked everything, like the folding table, the folding chairs, a portable barbecue metal one. And it turned out that we left matches and a lighter at home. How could we make a fire? Your options. How could we make? We made it.
Car battery.
Yes, this cigarette filter, you mean? Yeah? Oh no, car battery. But we use cigarette filter. With many experiments and a lot of number of ideas, we use this cigarette filter, which help us to make a fire. But we made it so intensive, just inside of this metal grill, that a few sparks went out and set a fire to the grass. And I saw this picturesque, like, scene. This girl extinguishing the fire with her flip-flop like that. And of course, using all our bottle of water, like we ran out of water, but of course we had river. At last, we came to the river. And it turned out that it was really shallow. We laughed at it since we are walking on the river like Jesus Christ, like prophets. We had many adventures a day, guys. And I'm really lucky to have a friend who laughed, who enjoyed, who were into the adventure. So make sure you have such a friend, and make sure you have a friend who will definitely push your car, lift up the barrier, set, and extinguish fire. Back to you. Oh, sorry, I left.
Thank you. And a minute for our judges, please. All right, thank you so much. The minute is up, and the next on the agenda is Dec Cluckey. Hello, Dec.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you. Do a sound check for us.
I can do that. Mary had a little lamb, fleece as white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
Thank you so much.
Okay?
That was perfect. All right. Dec Cluckey, I love my GPS. I love my GPS. Dec Cluckey.
Ay, 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 ay. I love my GPS. I really love my GPS. I really, really, really love my GPS. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, and very welcome guests. How many of you use a GPS all the time? We call it a sat nav in the UK, or a location finder. How many have a sat nav, a GPS under your pillow? I'll tell you later why I have. Do you use a sat nav? Handheld for walking around? I do. I went up to London last week. I was asked to do a eulogy for a very famous solicitor in a church, St. Clement's Church. I did the eulogy. I left my sat nav in my overcoat at the back of the church, and it was stolen. I couldn't find my way home. Ah! And by the way, sat navs are great at home because if you drink a bit, you can find the bedroom. No, I don't drink much. I spill a lot. And by the way, they're great for 80-year-olds because
destination at 11:20 a.m.
Shut up, Satnav. Great for 80-year-olds because the GPS nowadays not only tells you where you're going, but it'll tell you why you are going.
Then you have reached your destination.
Shut up, Satnav.
Left. Then you have reached.
Oh, I know the stories. Ending up in ploughed fields. How many people have done that? Ending up in a ploughed field? How many have heard the dreaded take the ferry? The sea is 50 miles away from here and it still says take the ferry. And this sort of proves a point. GPS has got a bad reputation, and I think it's because they had bad press representation when they were invented first. Now, which would you prefer? A map, as we used to have, a map, or a sat-nav? A map was always the quickest way to get a divorce. Yes, we all agree. If you want to sit in the front, you've got to read the map. How many times did we hear that? I'm old enough to remember life before sat-navs, GPSs. I know what you're thinking, he can't be that old. I'm actually 47. And if you believe that, you believe I'm riding this bicycle. When I was young, around 17, I was down in Kildare, which is in the middle of Ireland. And we were looking for the town hall. We stopped, it's a big policeman. I went over to the policeman and I said, excuse me, where's the town hall? And he said, oh, hold on a second. And he was a huge policeman. He was the biggest policeman in Kildare. He was the biggest policeman in Ireland. He was the biggest policeman in the world. He took 3 strides over to the railing, put on his cape and got into the car. Whoa, now there were 5 of us in the car. Oh, somebody blew off. Now, I was thinking of saying fart, by the way, but it's Toastmasters, so I won't say that. But somebody did. And the fellow beside me said, "You smell it, you own it." We got up the road. The policeman said, "Turn right here at Finnegan's pub. Turn left at O'Reilly's pub. Turn right at Finucane's pub. And turn left then at the church, not the Protestant church, the Catholic church." And we went out into the country. We stopped at this gate. And he said, "Open this gate." I got out, slipping and sliding in the mud, opened the gate. And he said, "Well, I'll get out here now.
Then you have reached your
I'll get out
destination.
here now. And if you go back to where you picked me up, just turn left, and 50 yards up on the left is the town hall you were looking for." Now can you tell why I love my sat-nav? My GPS, my beloved GPS. And there's a moral to all of this. Some sage advice, a message. If you drive into a ploughed field, if you drive onto the ferry, if you meet the biggest policeman in the world, make sure this is all in a dream. And if you have a GPS under your pillow, you will find your way out of that dream. Just like me. I love my GPS. Contest chair.
Thank you so much. Now, a minute for our judges, please. All right, thank you. Thank you, our timers. We are ready for our next speaker. Please welcome to the stage Volodymyr Ukrainets.
Just a moment. Oh, sorry. It is not a. It is not.
Don't worry. You're not on time yet.
Oh.
Hello. Volodymyr Ukrainets, unexpected turn, Volodymyr Ukrainets.
Thank you very much. And I want to begin my speech with a military cry from Cossacks. Well, Cossacks, shall we go for a ride? Let's go for a ride. Let's go for a ride. Let's go. Oh, Haida. And I wonder, what's the connection between the Cossacks from Ukraine and the Game of Thrones universe might be? Well, the answer is that they are part of my new project, which is called The Alternative Story of the Red Wedding. And I have a question to you guys. Raise your hands those who watched Game of Thrones. I wasn't satisfied too. And that's why I created the above-mentioned project. Here is a short description of the previous events. My original character, Nazario Stark, the younger brother of Rob Stark, the king in the north, found out about the plan to murder his brother, his wife, and his mother, and all their forces at the wedding, and becoming the hetman of Cossack host, prevented it. Then they joined their forces and outnumbered their enemies, namely the name families of Lannisters and the Tyrells. And today you will hear a lot of new and interesting things which lie ahead of you. The main events unfolded in the south, namely in the land and sea. And those battles were successful for the joint forces of two brothers. The people chanted, the young wolf for Rob and the black wolf for Nazario. And today I want to tell you about one battle which influenced the following events. After this battle, the head of the Lannister family, Tywin Lannister, and his accomplice, Gregor Clegane, who was called the Mountain because of his large stature, were captured. And Tywin was led into the tent to speak with the king and hetman, led by one man from the north and by one from Cossack. And when they passed by one from the Northman, this Northman tried to bear his sword at Tywin, but his hand was intercepted, and he was told, hey, halt! Have you forgotten the order from hetman and king? Tywin Lannister, on their own judgment. And Tywin was led on and brought to the tent, where Rob, his wife Talisa, their mother Catelyn, and Nazario were there. When they saw Tywin, Nazario did this, which meant, hold on, I will talk with him, and approached him, and they looked into each other's eyes, and they had a dialogue like this. How would you like to be addressed? Oh, don't you know? Yes, I do. The people called you hetman and king, but the real king is Joffrey. Hetman chuckled and started walking and saying, the people have called us hetman and king. It is the decision of the people. I do not recognize it, Tywin said, and continued. But I ask you to treat me with dignity. And you, have you treated other people with dignity? Maybe your memory is short. Or shall I remind you? Tywin grinned and said, this is not a war, Stark. This is just your personal vendetta. You messed with other people's heads, but not mine. And Nazario did this and said, well. We will see when we take Casterly Rock and King's Landing. Even if you do this, no one will ever recognize you. Even your house will always be remembered as the one of traitors. We'll see. And then hetman noticed that Tywin looked at Rob's wife very strangely, and he asked, why do you look at my brother's wife? And the answer shocked and surprised the Starks, because Tywin only said, Elia. And by nodding his head, hetman ordered Tywin to be gone. And soon he was executed along with Clegane. Soon after the execution, a family meeting took place, because the question arose, why Tywin had named Talisa Elia. The only answer is that Talisa's name was completely different. And the heads of Tywin and Clegane, Nazario planned to use during the future negotiations with Dawn, another kingdom, from which Princess Elia Martell was from. During the rebellion against the previous ruler and the sack of King's Landing, she and her children were brutally slaughtered. And her brothers, the Princess of Dawn, blamed Tywin and Clegane for their deaths and wanted revenge. So the questions as to why, why Tywin named Talisa Elia, And who? Because the only person who looked like the princess was her daughter, Princess Rainis, who had been seemed to be previously murdered. So, an unexpected turn, isn't it? Well, you will hear a lot of new interesting things in the future. So stay with us and follow an announcement. And I want to end this speech with a part of the song which characterized Cossacks. There are no equals to Cossacks who march for freedom. Thank you.
Microphone, please.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Volodymyr. That was the last speech of the contest. So we have 2 minutes for our esteemed judges. And I would like to remind you that now we are having a voting. In our Telegram chat, Dnipro Hills Telegram chat, there's a link when you can vote for people's choice of words. Please do so while we wait.